Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great privilege that I present to you the Northwood High School class of 2012.
Good afternoon. My name is Eric Moreno, and I'm the Secretary of the Class of 2012. At this time, please stand for the presentation of colors by the Paint Branch NJROTC, the Pledge of Allegiance, the singing of the National Anthem, and the Northwood Alma Mater. We ask that all gentlemen please remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so jealously streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? We thy name revere, may thy loyal students ever hold thy allegiance dear. Grateful, faithful, true will be, following your guiding star. May we never fail to honor thy name both near and far.
You may be seated.
Good afternoon again. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our guests who share this special occasion with us today. The first is our new superintendent, Dr. Joshua P. Starr. Dr. Starr. Representing the Montgomery County Board of Education is Vice President, Mr. Christopher Barclay. Mr. Barclay. Serving as the community superintendent for the Blair, Einstein, Northwood, and Kennedy clusters is Ms. Rhonda Mills. Ms. Mills. Representing the Northwood cluster of elementary schools are the following principals. Mr. Eric Wilson, principal of Arcola Elementary School. Mr. Don Maslin, principal of Forest Knolls Elementary School. Dr. Joanne Smith, principal of Glen Haven Elementary School. And Mr. Floyd Starnes, principal of Kent Mill Elementary School. Members on the stage this afternoon include Mrs. Darlene Harris, assistant principal. Ms. Linda Wolf, assistant principal. Mr. Todd Nutter, assistant school administrator. Mr. Michael Sauter, English teacher. And Ms. Diana Blitz, resource counselor. For the past 4 years, one individual has been instrumental in your success inside and outside the classroom. That would be none other than Ms. Jennifer Helmuth, the senior class sponsor. Please come forward. We are a proud school today, and I am pleased to present the fruits of your labor. Would all of the members of the senior class who receive scholarships to colleges and universities across this nation please rise? Dr. Starr, I am pleased to inform you that our students have been awarded over $8,200,000 in scholarships. Congratulations. Graduates, you may be seated. Like all of you, I remember the first time I met this young man. He was shy, quiet, innocent, but he had a wonderful spirit that made him special. No matter how many times I conversed with him about getting to school on time, he would always look at me and say, "I'll do better." As time passed, he did do better. And then I noticed his smile and the friends that surrounded him and how happy they made him, but more importantly, how happy he made them. Last June, God decided that he had work to do for this young man. He would serve as a guardian angel for all of you, members of the class of 2012, to make sure that you cross this stage today and start the next phase in your lives. We lost his spirit. We lost his smile. We lost his loyalty and friendship, but we will always remember him. Kari Robinson Redd was a friend to so many and a young man who, although was taken away from us too early, still serves as a guiding force and an inspiration in the lives of members of the class of 2012. Today, his family joins us to accept our recognition of his time at Northwood and to remind you that your guardian angel watches over you forever. Please join me in welcoming and saying thank you to Mrs. Tamara Hampton and family, the mother of the late Kari Robinson Reed, a member of the class of 2012.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and fellow graduates. I am here today to introduce our guest speaker. This young woman has just recently graduated from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. She majored in Gender and Women's Studies and English with a minor in Spanish. While at UMBC, she received a research grant to study contemporary women's popular fiction and just recently completed an honors thesis within the English department. She did summa cum laude and plans to start a professional organizing business and work on her creative writing before she starts working to earn her PhD and work at the university level. This June, our speaker will participate in a panel presentation at the Women's Leadership Conference at the University of Maryland. There, she will be discussing the research she conducted in the humanities while at UMBC. Most importantly, our guest speaker is also a Northwood High School graduate from the class of 2008. She was captain of the field hockey team and president of the National Honor Society while at Northwood. This woman knows firsthand what our journey will be like following graduation. Please welcome Eva Janata.
Thank you. First off, Northwood class of 2012, congratulations. You made it to this day. I remember the work it took to get here, and in many cases, the last-minute scrambling for SSL hours. And I commend you on making it to this moment. I know your families and teachers are very proud of you. This is an exciting time. It may also be a scary time, for it is the end of a big phase, which can be an uncomfortable place for many of us. It is interesting for me to have this chance to speak with you and share this celebration, not only as someone who sat in those seats just 4 years ago, but also as someone who has just graduated from college herself. We recent graduates find ourselves at a unique crossroads between the familiar and the unknown, which is at the same time thrilling and nerve-wracking. So what do we do, and where do we go from here? What a great question. And the truth is, of course, that I don't exactly know the answer, and probably neither do you. And I want to assure you that that is fine. No one knows what the future holds, and therefore not being entirely sure what the next step is exactly where you should be right now. Recently, I was flipping through my agenda book, and I came across a quote that I had written in the back, which is, "You end up where you are." I don't remember when I wrote that down or where I read it, but it struck me as just what I needed to hear as I faced graduation. The words are comforting because they remind me that I'm always somewhere doing something. No matter what is next for you, it's going to be a little different from what you're used to at Northwood, and it may take some time to get used to a different lifestyle. You've probably heard the phrase, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." That's a cliche, but cliche because they're usually true. At the end of such an important time as high school, cliches seem particularly relevant because you're about to do something different, and there is opportunity and excitement in newness. As I thought about writing this speech, and then as I actually wrote it, I thought that it's pretty hard to write an original commencement speech. After all, how many thousands of commencement speeches are given every spring? And really, I doubt that I could say anything today that would inspire you or change your life because you all already know so much. I think the best I can do is offer you some advice as we each face a new phase in our lives this year. And know that as I give this advice to you, I'm also giving this advice to myself as a recent graduate. So, whatever is next, whether it is going to college or trade school, starting a new job, moving to a new place, or focusing on there is so much to learn. Not all learning happens in formal education, although of course some of it does. Learning happens through lived experiences, through conversations, through opportunities to see new places, read new books, listen to new music. I urge you to ask questions. Question stereotypes, and remember that we can learn so much from the worldviews of other people. One of my college professors always told us to get outside of our comfort zone. She said that you never learn so well as when you're in a new environment that challenges you. I didn't fully understand what she meant until I lived in a different country, where every city block, word, and food was new. Yet, stepping outside of your comfort zone can be as simple as making a new friend or even trying a new restaurant. As we start this next phase in our lives, we do ourselves and each other a great service by always being how much there is to learn. And with that comes a great deal of humility. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said of Abraham Lincoln that he was a man who did not offend by superiority, and I think we should all follow in that example. Listen to others with your full attention. In such a fast-paced world of Facebook and smartphones, it's easy to be distracted, even in the middle of a conversation with someone or in the middle of the commencement speech at your high school graduation. But every person has something to say, and sometimes the best we can give anyone is our full attention. Be kind to other people, be kind to yourselves, and be humble even in what you think you know. And with that, I encourage you to trust yourselves. Listen to your instincts and trust your ideas and feelings. In 10th and 11th grade, I had a math teacher named Miss Jones, who always used to tell ourselves. Now, she said this because she didn't want us to cheat on our math quizzes. She would say, "Why would you trust anyone's answers over your own?" But her advice applies to far more than geometry and algebra. While it's important to listen and to learn from other people, it's also important to question other people's ideas. I encourage you not to be afraid of contradicting someone, even someone you love, respectfully. The world could use more people who are willing to speak their minds, trust themselves, and challenge each other, and as you've now completed high school, you are definitely up to the task. Graduating from Northwood probably means something a little bit different to every one of you. Even though 4 years may not be a long time on the grand scheme of your life, high school is an important part of growing up and becoming a person. Just think about all the movies, TV shows, books, and songs about high school. It's a meaningful time in our country and our culture. And whether you've loved it or you haven't loved it, these past 4 years will always be high school for you for the rest of your lives. You'll talk about what high school was like with future friends and partners, and for all of us, that will be about Northwood. And I think that's pretty special. But now, that time has come to a close, and I return to my earlier question. Where do we go from here? Well, I don't know, but somewhere. You'll figure it out. In the words of Dr. Seuss, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. You are the guy who will decide where to go. And there will be people there, including the folks at Northwood, who have helped you to this day to support you when you need it. And whatever it is, it'll be an adventure. And it's going to be fun, at least some of the time, and you'll learn a lot, and be creative, and try things, and that's perfect, because that's what living is. And you can do it. In one of my favorite songs by Kanye West, Mr. West says, "Reach for the stars, so if you fall, you land on a cloud." I love this because we've probably all heard to reach for the stars before. But if the fallback option is to land on a cloud, that's not bad at all. In fact, that sounds amazing. Who hasn't wished to hang out on a cloud before? Sometimes what we think we want isn't what we get, but what we end up with is perfect. So now, as you're about to receive your diploma, I urge us all to step into this next phase, whatever it is, with dignity and grace and an open mind, and always with the knowledge that we come from Northwood. We are Northwood. Words of one of my Northwood teachers, Mr. C. or Mr. Charles Alexander, it's all good, all the time. Northwood class of 2012, congratulations. You're going to do great.
Each year, principals dig through their archives of speeches and search for words of wisdom and advice for the new graduates. In my case, I have delivered 11 commencement addresses to members of the graduating class. Although each class is unique, principals sometimes find themselves giving the same advice over and over again, choosing different words because it is difficult to capture the essence of the class and its members. I decided to change things this year. As the principal and the senior class administrator, I've already had countless conversations and offered words of advice to so many members of this class. Be respectful to others, work hard, do your best. Remember that please and thank you are two of the most important words in the English language. Never be afraid or too stubborn to apologize for the acts and deeds that harm others, and so on and so on. It's not that I think those messages are meaningless, quite the contrary. They are part of who you have become, but you've already heard these words from me already. Or better yet, as many of you have told me over the course of 4 years, Dr. Johnson, why do you have to talk us to death just to make the point? So today, the words will not come from me, but will mean just as much, if not more, because I have chosen one of you to deliver the message. I asked this young man to choose as a subject for today's address, what this day means to me. All of you have a story that could be told on this stage, but this young man has a remarkable story that I feel needs to be told. So I'm going to invite him to the platform to tell his story and to answer the question, what this day means to me. I am certain that in his inspirational words, there's a little bit of you in this message. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Christian Flores Chavez to the stage.
What this day means to me. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the fellow members of the graduating class of 2012. We are Northwood. The majority of you may know me or have seen me around Northwood, but do you really know the struggles and triumphs that I had to overcome to get where I'm at this very moment today? I want to share with you why we are Northwood. We all have problems and issues we must face day in and day out. How you manage yourself and handle the situation is vital. Northwood has helped me change how I manage myself and helped me find success. We are challenged. I remember my first day at Northwood High School. I said to myself, this is an experience I will never forget. Growing up, I had complications at home, difficulties at school, and a poor sense of self. I always had to be right in an argument, the toughest, the fastest, and the coolest. I wanted to be the center of attention for all the wrong reasons. I had no conscience or sense. I guess that's why we call it nonsense. I couldn't realize my own ignorance is what was setting me back. Northwood taught me that a willing mind is better to teach than a closed one. We are misguided. Just getting by was my motto. I followed many of my peers, and I allowed them to influence my decisions. I wanted to fit in, and I allowed their actions to influence me instead of having control over my own decisions and mine. I considered myself a sellout because I knew that my behaviors were not a true reflection of me. There was no voice for my own choices. My lack of judgment caused pain and suffering for those that genuinely cared about me. Being involved in illegal activities put me in a road of self-destruction. I risked everything that was important to me. I realized that I needed to break these negative habits and gain control of my life. The key words here are my life. We are evolving. Education was not my priority. My own welfare was not even a consideration. I hated who I was. And it got to the point where I wanted to take my own life. I then realized that was selfish of me. Shortly after this period in my life, I was told I was going to become a father. The mother said she was keeping the baby, and that was final. I wasn't ready to take care of a newborn baby because I couldn't even take care of myself. In life, there are only two things promised, and that's death and change. I had to find, in order to find myself and to make these necessary changes in my life, I began to take school seriously. We are responsible. Once my beautiful son was born on March 31st, 2009, reality smacked me in the face. When I held Jaden in my arms the first time and saw him look at me, I promised him I would never let him go through the obstacles that I've faced. That day, I was committed and determined to reach my full potential. One good choice led to another. I changed my friends, cut my bad habits, learned how to make appropriate decisions, and more importantly, I changed my attitude. I couldn't just say I had to change. I had to want to change. We are determined. In 2010, I fell back in the same loop that I was in before and failed my senior year twice. After failing the second time, I felt like a failure. I not only let myself down, but I let down those close to me, including my son, my mother, my counselor, and my teachers. It hit me hard when my son's mother told me that if I didn't get my act together, I couldn't see my son. She refused to have a deadbeat father in her son's life. But here's where the story takes another turn. This was when I needed to believe in myself. And I am grateful that there were people at Northwood who believed in me. I decided that I was not going to let my failure dictate my future. We are changing. I got a job and consistently went to work and performed beyond all expectations. I learned some valuable skills that have helped me through life. Now I recognize that all I went through was life's test to see how much I could endure. I believe that I've passed the test. I feel confident, and I appreciate the opportunities that I have been given to be a better son, a better father, and ultimately, a better man. I am open, happy, and constantly working towards becoming the person that I always knew I could be. I am happy to say that this has been my best year. I am proud to be Latino, and standing before you today, to share my story, my struggles, and my successes. We are Northwood. So my message to you all is, it's never too late to change your life. Northwood has given me a different perspective, attitude, and outlook to work hard and to make my changes. Honestly, it has made many of us better people. I started by reflecting on my first day at Northwood High School, and now as this chapter in my life closes, I truly believe we are Northwood. We, the class of 2012, are Northwood. Nosotros, la clase de 2012, son Northwood. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. McLean. My name is Aiden Reinhardt, president of the class of 2012. To be honest, the thought of writing and delivering the commencement speech for the class of 2012 was pretty overwhelming. Judging by all the other commencement speeches I YouTubed to find some inspiration, don't judge, you all would have done it too. The words I am leaving you with are supposed to be pretty profound and something that you will connect with, be inspired by, and even be able to look back with fondness. No big deal. I was tempted to simply rely on my natural charm, flash a smile, and get this over with as quickly as humanly possible. But then I thought, if there was one thing I could share with my friends about my high school experience, it would be to tell you about the amazing friendships I've formed and the incredible memories we all share together. Frankly, I could talk about those good times with friends for days, and that's when it occurred to me, so could all of you. Each of us created bonds with someone in this class that are going to extend far beyond the halls of Northwood. There's a good chance we will be attached to some of those friends we've made here for the rest of our lives, and I do mean besides running into them at our 10 and 20-year reunions. Not sure if that's going to be a good thing for all you, but it sounds pretty sentimental. Keeping with the sentimental vibe, I also wanted to remind all of you that we didn't get here on our own. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into prodding all of us to show up to class, make a semi-impressive attempt at staying awake through it, and generally doing enough to succeed. So thanks to all the moms and dads, teachers and faculty, and friends that comprise the giant support system that make this possible. We owe it to you guys big time. As much as we appreciate all the help and support, the most exciting part about today is that we should be proud of ourselves. It is important to acknowledge that this achievement is ours and ours alone. We made it through every early morning, almost, every stressful exam, every hurdle, every wall, and now we are here. This is our moment. We did it. Congratulations, class 2012. I wish you guys good luck next year, and come visit me and Calvin at Penn State.
Will the faculty and staff of Northwood High School please rise? Mr. Barclay, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Northwood High School, I am proud to present to you members of the class of 2012 as qualified candidates for the State of Maryland diploma.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Good afternoon. This is a wonderful, wonderful occasion. And as board members, we get to do graduations in a year. And as board members, we also have to come up with something to say at each graduation. And you, like our guest speakers, troll through quotes and different things. And I was looking at a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, and I thought it was pertinent to this class and the class of 2012, given where our world is today. And it says, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? What are you doing for others? And for those of us on the Board of Education, we can say that what we're doing for others is that we're providing an excellent school system. We're providing an opportunity for you parents to be proud of your wonderful children here, sitting here getting ready to graduate from Northwood High School. We are providing an avenue for them for education and to ensure their future. And we are providing for your tax dollars to be well spent. I have to say this because Dr. Johnson knows that I am one of many, many parents who fought and advocated for Northwood High School before it was opened. And it was the high school in the Down County Consortium that people thought, I don't want to be there. I don't want my kid to go there. But we fought hard to make sure that you had an excellent principal in Dr. Johnson, that you had an excellent staff and administration and faculty and the folks who stood up earlier. And you had a wonderful facility and a building that you could be proud of. But really what matters is what goes on in those. What matters is what goes on in those classrooms. What matters is this moment now when you can say you're a graduate of Northwood High School and that has real meaning. That in fact you can go on to the next step of your life well prepared, be it college, be it the military, be it work, whatever you choose to do, that you are well prepared to contribute to the world that you're in. But it brings me back to that quote. And it brings me to a charge to really make sure that whatever you do, wherever you go, that you go out and you do your very best. And you go out and you use your education. You use it to better your family. You use it to better your community. You use that education to better this nation. Because we need you to go out and to fight for peace, and to fight for justice, and to fight for your mankind. So return to this quote one last time, and please remember it if there's anything that you remember that I say today. The quote is, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Congratulations, class of 2012. Now I get to do my official duty, which is to say what we call the magic words, which will officially graduate all of you. By virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Education of Montgomery County, under the laws of the state of Maryland, I do now award diplomas or certificates evidencing the satisfactory completion of prescribed courses of study to the students of Northwood High School, who are recommended for graduation by the faculty of this school. In receiving this diploma or certificate, Each of you is entitled to all of the privileges and honors accorded graduates of a high school accredited by the Maryland State Department of Education. Congratulations, class of 2012.
Will the class of 2012 please rise? Mr. Brown, will you lead the first row of graduates to the stage for the presentation of diplomas?
Okay, so we don't have cards for these. Right. We're good.
I'm going to be, you want me to hand him this way?
Line up is ready.
Okay, I'm going to be over like this.
We pause for the cue.
But he wants him.
We begin with the president of the class of 2012, Aiden Reinhardt. Vice President Zoe Rowley. Secretary Eric Moreno. Dimitri Adams. Juanita Adri. Merve Agbajagbi. Nuria Aguilar Castro. Helena Alamiehu. Samuel Alfaro. Rubayat Ali. Kenya Alvarado. Michelle Alvarez. Jose Amaya Medrano. Kiera Austin. Caroline Lee. Stephanie Balbuena. Abriana Baltimore. Edward Bangora. Happy birthday to Ishmaela Bangora. Luis Barahona. Quetiana Barbie. Laura Barrera. Robert Becker. David Beach. Sierra Belton. Dagoberto Benitez. Bodine Benjamin. Maria Berkmeyer. John Fields Bien-Ami. Miheret Behane. Jake Blakely. Spencer Bodian. Sarah Bridwell. Alexandra Brown. Kelly Brown. Matthew Bryson. Alexandra Burgos. Kiara Burgos. Samantha Burke. Louis Burkett. Pablo Byrne. Jeffrey Cabrera. Linda Cardona. Christian Carter. Maya Carver. Kevin Casas. Guillermo Castaneda Cerón. Justine Catada. Johanna Savaria. Amy Chen. Linda Chum. Megan Sissel. Stephanie Cuello. Samuel Cajon Vega. Cameron Coleman. Carlos Contreras. Samuel Cook. Victor Cordova. Christopher Coronel. Andrew Cross. Jennifer Cruna. Evelyn Cuellar. Patrick Cummings. Dominique Curry. John Dayhoff. Louis DeLeon. Andrew Deutsch. Carolina Diaz. Jasmine Diaz. Stephanie Diaz. Gerardo Diaz Soto. David Dominguez. Marcus Donnerson. Menedis Dubonnet. Jermaine Dyson. Michael Epps. Neil Epstein. Stephanie Etienne. Mina Feng. Fernando Fernandez. Andre Ferreira. Sawyer Flint. Christian Flores Chavez. Vanessa Fan. Samantha Franklin. Delgado Franklin II. Justin Freevert. Joshua Gal. Elmer Galena. Brian Galvez. Christian Garcia. Tinsay Gabrielle. Ashea George. Aubrey Geyer. Candy Hiron. Christian Hiron. Julio Gonzalez. Jacqueline Granados. Kelly Graves Jr., Nicole Gregory, Raphael Grimes, Jerica Grissett, Nicholas Gualteros, Shaquila Guevara, Karina Gutierrez, Luis Gutierrez, Nicholas Hall, Andrew Henson, Amy Hernandez Pelain, Jacob Horowitz, getting his appendix out, Gabriela Hilario, Asha Hubbard, Emily Hume, Timogen Eisler, Jasmine James, Elizabeth Jean, Selena Jenkins, Abel Jimenez, Kaja Johnson, Kadeja Johnson, Mia Johnson, Albertha Joseph, Julio Jovel, Aku Kaku, Mallory Key, Emmanuel Kemp, Devin Kenny, Nelson Kilgore, Allison King, Jamal Kingori, Francis Clavercamp, Ethan Clark, Justin Clark, Elena Koknowitz, Carrie Koenig, Denzel Kuhn, Alyssa Kushner, do that row. Yeah, we're good. Tina Lawrence, Julie Lee, Tan Lee, Lissandro Ledesma, Martha Lee, Samantha Levine, Kyle Louvier, Caleb Lucas, Nitzia Luna Dominguez. Stinson Mackey. Jared Magnus. Rudy Maldonado. Miranda Mangano. William Marinaccio. Rosemary Marquez. Jonathan Marrero. Sergio Marroquin. Marcela Marsans. Mariano Maza. Christopher Mbulu. Alex McAtee. Megan McGuffey. Rachel McMasters. Tevis Mejia. Haiti Melendez. Alexander Mendelson. Katie Mendez. Kwame Mensah. Kevin Marino. Karina Mesa. Connor Milam. Thomas Miller. Alexander Milligan. Binyam Mitiku. Danielle Monreal. Mercy Manzi. Thomas Austin Moore. Mario Moreno Galvez. Alexandra Moser. Christopher Raphael Moses. Marquand Mott. Devin Moyer. Jody Mazurski. Ian Muhammad. Sherry Malo. Yanni Nashwinter. Abel Nagasa. Antonia Nelson. Vanina Mylene Nyeshege Gapepon. Allison Nguyen. Amy Nguyen. Brittany Nguyen. Colin Nygren Castles. Tamara Oates. Catherine O'Connor. Ross Ogden. Shemizuri Onyewu. Jennifer Orozco. Jennifer Ozuna. James Page. Tiffany Pinyen Claybrooks. Annabelle Palma. Precious Parker. Casey Patterson. Arthur Porntaviwat. Julia Paserno. Kimberly Pierre. Brian Ramirez. Jacqueline Ramos. Erica Ramos Moya. Brianna Ramsey. Cassidy Redparth. Marlon Reyes. Marcus Riggs. Frank Jason Rios. Kevin Rivera. Sadith Rivero. Andres Rodriguez. Catherine Rodriguez. Clarissa Rodriguez. Monica Rodriguez. Darren Rollins. Alberto Rosales. Corey Rowley. Maura Russell. Christopher Safour. Abdur Rahim Salam Malik. Noemi Sanchez. Yamandel Sar. Abigail Sauber. Vanessa Scretchen. Abraham Victor Shalom. Nicholas Shelton. Maroon Schifferau. Randy Silo. Janelle Silver. Sunny Singh. Trevor Sitkoff. Laura Skibby. Ashley Smith. Desiree Smith. Shia Smith. Nora Jane Smolansky. Hassan Sorkati. Marcus Solid. Andrew Sonkrant, Aniri Soriano, Angelica Staten, Dominic Stellabat, Carter Stinson, Jeremy Titano, Kakeli Taylor, Melissa Terry, Angela Thomas, Shauna Thomas, Crystal Thompson, Parker Tiller, George Townsend, Jimmy Tran, Jennifer Trejo, Kevin Tercios, Elizabeth Ong, Jonathan Valdez, Chelsea Vanderweel, Johanna Vega, Elda Velasquez Duarte, Johnny Vo, Calvin Wagner, Peter Walderhaug, Beza Webshet, Alyssa Wichansky, Carla Williams, Cassandra Williams, Latoya Wilson, Yuzin Win, Ian Winnick, Olivier Pierre Antoine, Ricardo Rodriguez,
Now? All right, so now that we're all hyped, seniors, please rise. Please turn your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present you the class of 2012 graduates of Northwood High School.
Amen.